What's up, guys? Your boy, 22K13. I'm going to talk about 10 reasons Sting will return to WWE Evolve soon. And this is coming from WhatCulture.com. Sting hasn't been seen in WWE since his March 30th appearance on the network Raw Post Show. That drab segment in which he decked Bo Dallas sums Sting's short WWE career up. Disappointing. The antipathy for him joining Vince McMahon Empire has been huge. Ever since WCW Nitro went down in March 2001, Sting has resisted signing. It made it all mean so much more when he finally did sign with WWE in 2014. But things almost instantly started to go wrong. His WWE debut at Survivor Series was a pop moment, but it was also involving Triple H. That made it immediately obvious that the two men would meet at WrestleMania. That was an underwhelming piece of booking for the fans, made even worse when Triple H pinned the veteran star at the Mania show. Some fans even said that the WCW icon had tarnished his legacy by allowing WWE to book his character in such a way. But all is not lost for Sting. Surely Mania wasn't the end of his WWE action, and a return will inevitably happen. In fact, there are several reasons to suggest that Sting's WWE Raw return could come in the very near future. There are things going on in WWE that are breaking away from the usual spring formula. A comeback by Sting could well be the next major surprise. Number 10. Upcoming appearance on the WWE Network Steve Austin Show. We know for a fact that Sting will soon be jetting into a WWE event for the Stone Cold Steve Austin Show. It will air live on the WWE Network, and most likely it will be filmed backstage at Raw. So why not just have Sting just appear on Raw as well? It will benefit WWE and Sting in several ways. It will act to hype up his network special in the next hour. It will also reintroduce him to the actual storyline narrative, as opposed to just bringing him in as himself on the network show. You could argue that he shouldn't be on Raw to make the network make more must-see. But it really does seem a shame to have him in town and not exposed to the wider WWE audience. Number 9. The rush of panic. WWE are panicking right now. The reason? Most probably a low WWE Network subscriber number, which is likely to have fallen dramatically since the 1.3 million who subscribed for WrestleMania. That got to be the reason why the company has been booking specials left, right, and center. It is working out a WWE special event every 2 weeks just now, even less if you count the NXT special. There are also a spate of new shows and Austin podcasts lined up. But it's also extend to TV. Rush moment like Ambrose Sutton title challenger elevation, Lana turn, Kevin Owens debut, and more. WWE are really trying to aggressively to grab and hold on to viewers. What better way to do that than bringing a legend like Sting back for a Raw one-off? It wouldn't be at all surprising to see his return as the next WWE Panic move. Number 8. SummerSlam. The other thing to bear in mind is that SummerSlam is coming up. WWE is like a range of attractions to sell their August Mania show, and the addition of Sting will be a welcome boost to the event. It isn't even like they have to book him in a match. They could just utilize him in a special referee role. Alternatively, perhaps W go the whole way, putting him in a match and allow him a win. That would go some way to correcting the damage caused by Triple H at WrestleMania. Whatever the case, if Sting is bound for SummerSlam, a one-off showing on Raw will really help to sell the show. The build should start now with an appearance in June or July. It could even just be foreshadowing like a shot of a man in the rafter. Number 7. Merchandise opportunities. This is potentially a big one for WWE. Sting is one of the most recognizable pro wrestler and has traditionally done well in the merchandise state. By not having him on television for so long, WWE are potentially hurting the revenue they could be making on his merchandise. Out of sight, out of mind, as the saying goes. Instead, just one raw appearance with a new t-shirt on could help to generate lots of new income for WWE. The typical style of Sting t-shirts are dark and cooler than the typical babyface stuff. It is the kind of gear that fans won't necessarily be embarrassed to wear out in public. So WWE should bring him back and get to the selling. Number 6. Cena US Open. A fun way to get Sting back in the mix would be to use him as a shock challenger in the John Cena US Open. Imagine the pop we hear. It would seem unlikely for WWE to do Cena vs. Sting on free television like that. But then look at some of the shock moves they've been making lately. Whoever predicted Kevin Owens and John Cena happening? It would be one of the raw moments of the year, and would also serve as a way for Sting to get some momentum back. It wouldn't hurt Cena to drop the title to a legend in a surprise matchup. Sting could then take the belt and have a little run around SummerSlam before putting someone new over and then taking a hiatus until WrestleMania 32. Number 5. Groundwork for WrestleMania 32. It is never too early to start preparing for a WrestleMania, especially when it comes to a wrestler like Sting, who perhaps needs a little more narrative drive with his peers on the full-time roster. That was part of the problem last year. His introduction to the WWE Universe was so cookie-cutter, showed up on Survivor Series, a couple of Raw shows, Fastlane and Mania. Something a little different would be cool. A mini summer run to establish the character better and foreshadow a massive WrestleMania feud. Number 4. Something for Bray Wyatt. You have to feel a bit for Bray Wyatt. He barely had a look in on television shows. Beyond the same old promos, then he been lumbered with Ryback in a doorpost Mania feud. He deserves something more. Yet he did get to tangle with The Undertaker at WrestleMania 31, but it's left him with nothing to really show for it. Wedged between the Ronda Rousey segment and the last main event, it was a bit of a forgotten match on the night. What would be good to see if Wyatt treated to a major summer feud. The opponent should be Sting. It worked perfectly in that it is a storyline of new versus old. They also share much of the same mystique and dark themes. It would benefit both men to get some narrative screen time together, and Wyatt could certainly bring the best out of Sting in the square circle. Number 3. Too long since Sting's last appearance. One of the biggest reasons that Sting should be due back soon is because it has simply been too long since his last appearance. A couple of months have felt like a lot longer, mainly due to the fact that WWE didn't send him off in the right way after Mania 31. He was the forgotten man before he was even gone, because WWE buried his appearance on the network after show. A reminder is due of just exactly who Sting is, leaving a length of time to develop after his job to Triple H. It would leave the wrong impression on the WWE network. He should be brought back soon in an effort to restore his reputation. It is always one of the most important things after any major job. A wrestler must always come back with something quickly in an effort to stabilize their standing. Number 2. General Manager. The rumor of Sting as the next general manager of WWE Raw started way back over a year ago. There is no smoke without fire, and it's likely did not discuss at some point. It makes sense from the standpoint that he doesn't want to be appearing every week. He could just drop in for particular shows, administering orders and setting up matches. The reason the new role could be soon is because the story has just returned to television. A Sting young manager role would be the perfect foil to play against the heel, especially considering Sting's history with Triple H. What could happen if an angle could be set up that sees Sting versus Sting and their story having to work in union, just like Stone Cold Steve Austin and Eric Bischoff did in 2003. And number 1, surprise factor to fix the rating. One of the best reasons to do the Sting return in the entertainment week is down to surprise. It would generally be an out of the blue moment for him to just show up on Raw one week. That would generate a massive pop, but it would also send an important message to the audience. You can't afford to skip watching Raw. The reason that ratings are in the gutter right now are because fans all too often know what to expect from the Monday night show. It is so formulaic in everything from the segment to the matches. If a big surprise like Sting was to happen, then fans would soon get the message that they can't afford to miss an episode. The ratings would then grow as fans started to engage with the idea that anything could happen. That really was one of the reasons for the Attitude Era success. You never knew what would happen next. It would be nice to get back to those days with a few genuine shock moments. Well, that's it, guys. Like, comment, subscribe. See you guys on the next one. Peace.